Alright guys, I decided to start making some how-to videos. I figured what better for the first video than governor delete. So today we'll walk you through doing a governor delete on your Predator 212. First things first, let's go ahead and clean the engine. You always want to start with a clean surface. Alright, now that she's all clean, first order of business is drain the oil. It's going to be a 10mm. There's a plug on the back or the front, no matter which one. Let that oil drain. Alright, now down to the next business. Let's get this thing stripped down. You just take it off. Yeah, me under, me around. Bring me down. Make sure these are turned. Boom. Every time. Dying to reach you. Down under your diamonds in deep blue. I say I'm changing. I say that it's true. Pick up my dying pieces. The seasons new. Pull me under, roll me around. Make me stronger, break me down. Bring me back as something good. Driftwood. Do 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 do. So as you see, I'm stripping this thing almost all the way down. There's multiple ways to do this, but in my opinion, this is the most proper way. Is just get everything out of your way. Pull me under, roll me around. Make me stronger, break me down. Bring me back as something good. Get me out, roll me around, bring me back, good, break me down, bring me back as something good. Driftwood. Do it just like that. Leave the carb connected. It'll make your life a lot easier later. Insulator plate off. We're going to go ahead and get the coil off. Ready for the world. Put another before yourself. It's only at the top. 13. Alright, so that's pretty much all of the, what I like to call, the skins being removed. Alright, so we're going to remove the flywheel. I like to do this part first. because I think it's best to do it with the side cover on. It's gonna be a 19 millimeter for your nut on the flywheel. Sometimes I've seen it be a 21. Most of the time it's a 19. Hit it with the old impact. Stuff out of our way. And take the nut, put it on the crank backwards, pull it in flush with that. Protect your threads. Get a long pry bar like this. You can use a long flathead screwdriver too, but I like this guy. I like to go down right in this cavity right here. Hold against it like that. So what I'm doing is I'm holding outward pressure. I'm gonna hit it with my brass hammer a couple times till I knock it loose. Boom. Just like that. Some people use a puller. I just do it this way. I've been doing it this way for years, never had a problem. Alright, so next line of business, we're gonna get the little governor arm off the top out. Loosen that bolt there. In between this crack here with a little flathead, give it a couple pries. That little buddy should come right off. Alright, arms off. Now let's move on to the side cover. 10 millimeter again. No, you're okay. Try to be careful if you can. Sometimes you can save your gasket. It's a new engine, so it ought to be alright. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Gasket is still good. Alright guys, let's talk about the governor now. So this is what we're after. This little arm right here and that little gear back there, if you can see it. We're also going to remove the oil sensor while we're in here too. So, we'll go ahead and pull the clip off the top of the arm. Rotate the crank. Get it to about right there. I have this little tool here. It's a little metal rod so that I can drive this out. That little guy comes right out. Now we're after the gear. Turn this a little more. There. So that gear will come out. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you get all the washers, because sometimes there's a little washer up here. It's actually right here. Came with the arm, but sometimes this washer stays stuck to the roof. You want to make sure that it comes out. Okay. So now the governor gear. Behind the flywheel there's a little pin. This little pin here. Like I said, I got this little rod that I use because it's the perfect size. I line it up with that pin. Bam. Look at that. Magic. And she's out. Alright. Now we got the governor gear out. We'll talk about how this guy works. That's the pin though that I pushed out from the other side. And pretty much how your governor works is when this spins, these little weights open up with centrifugal motion and they shove this forward. and turning that little guy, making him move. It's a lot of extra moving parts, and that's why we want to get them out of the inside, because it's like a time bomb waiting to happen. Remember how I talked about the little washer on this that sometimes stays up there? There's also one behind this that you have to be on the lookout for. And as you can see, this one here actually is stuck back there. It's like oil film makes them like stick. I just get me a little scribe. Even with the scribe, it's kind of a pain to get them off when they're stuck like that. Of course, he fell behind the oil sensor. Oil sensor is our next victim. Let's turn the engine over to top dead center. So when those two lines are lined up, so now we can pull the cam out. There's your lifters. I'm going to try to do this. Hold those in place while I take this guy out. Okay, move out of the way. Now we can stick the cam back in. See how I did that is I made sure I didn't drop my push rods. It's kind of tricky to do it the way I just did it. If you end up dropping your push rods and then you end up having to realign them, don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. Guy back up. Now that we got him loose, grab you a pair of wire snips, go in here, cut him as close to the back as you can get, yank him out. And this wire from the front also, right on out. Don't need this guy anymore either, this little metal piece here, 8mm, I'll take him right off. It's actually your sending unit, what sends the signal to the coil to ground it out if the oil gets low. There you go, trash. Oil sensor out, governor out. Alright, let's talk about the holes now that we have in the engine, now that we removed this and this. And we'll talk about options. Some people will take this and cut it in half and put half in here and the other half in here. Just fine, it seems to work fine, but personally I just get 1/4 standard thread bolts. Alright. A little dab of silicone. Get it started on there. A little dab of silicone. That bad boy started. And these will drive themselves in practically. Well, tap themselves is what I meant to say. Boom. Just like that. Ideally, you'd have the same size bolts on either one, but I'm actually working with two different. I got a 10 on one and 11 on the other. But by the same thread pitch, that's what matters. if you're new at this, I recommend doing this part with a wrench, so that way you don't overdo it. I'm using a drill, which kind of no, but I do this a lot. Alright, now let's talk about the oil sensor hole. You have this thing here, it's a little bung that goes to that fed the wire in here. Some people take that out and put a bolt in a nut, but I just leave it because it does the same purpose as a bolt in a nut. If you just do this one little thing here, this is what I do personally on just a basic governor delete, you know. I mean, if I'm building an engine, I do something different with the hole. That'll be a whole different discussion for a whole nother day, but I just put a little dab of silicone on it. Phillips head screw, run it in there. Screw it into that tube that's in there pretty much until it sits flush. And I've never had a problem doing it like that. Alright, let's talk about how to lap your flywheel to install it back on. First, we need to get the key out of the way. I like to use a little pair of wire cutters. They work great. Just grab it right there, pull up, like you're prying out. Boom. No fighting, no fuss. Right on out of there. Just some valve grinding compound is what you want. A little purple tube at parts store. Get a little dab on there. Rub it around. Then I take what's left on my finger. I go right in here. Give this a little coat too, make sure I get it in there. That thing. Just rub it back and forth until you can kind of feel it. You'll feel it. It starts to get kind of, you know you've got a good surface. Oh yeah. More golden. Take it off. Clean both surfaces very well. Get your carb cleaner and spray them both out. Alright, now that we got both surfaces lapped and cleaned, like I said, you can just use some carb cleaner and a spray can to spray it. I personally clean it a different way. It's kind of a shop secret. We'll have that discussion another day. Maybe I'll let you guys in on it. So, I'm going to get the key back in there if it cooperates with us. I want to get her started. Alright, so the key was fighting me there, but I'm going to talk about how we remedied it, because after a lapping sometimes it acts like the key is a little too snug, but now I got it to where it'll at least get started in there. I mean, just tap it in the rest of the way. But how I got it to that point to where I could get it in there is I just took a little piece of sandpaper and just worked the edges of the key a little bit so that I can fit in there. Now that we got it started, now we can gently tap her in place. Ideally, I'm actually going to switch so that I'm showing you guys properly. Use a brass hammer so that way you don't damage anything. in, and you want to hit it to where it sits about like that. You want the back almost flush with the crank in the rear. So kind of angled up like that. Never pushed in with that side up, because then you'll fight it and kick the flywheel off. You have all kinds of problems. So now you got your key back in though. Take your flywheel, line your keyhole up, slide her on, put your cup and your nut. Alright, so once you got your flywheel back in place, you want to torque it to spec. It's a 57 foot-pounds. It's a shit ton. So once you get it torqued to spec, then you can move to getting your side cover back on. Kind of wiggle it side to side there. There you go. Get it on. There we go. Tighten all your bolts down. Alright, so now once you got all your bolts snugged down, hand tight, you want to take your torque wrench, right? This is an inch-pounds torque wrench. So I got it set at 50 inch-pounds. I like to start here. See, till it clicks. Boom, I know I got 50 inch-pounds there. And I go there. I go to my next furthest point, which is here. $50 there. Next furthest point, which is here, 50 there. $50 there. 50 there. And then I'll take it up to 100, and I'll keep increasing it 50 until I get to 200 inch-pounds. And then when I'm at 200 inch-pounds, then I know I'm right there in that 17 foot-pound range. As long as you go cross pattern, taking it 50 inch-pounds increments at a time, you'll never have a problem with your side cover. And alright guys, that kind of covers our basic governor delete. If you like the video, then give it a like, share, follow, show some support, show some love. I will do a couple videos in the future showing how to set your coil gap properly, how to set up your throttle linkage once you've deleted the governor, how to set up your linkage with a stock to still work nice and responsive, and so on and so forth. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and mini bikes. PFP, baby.